Hello, everybody. My name's Rick McCutcheon, and this is Partner Talks. And today we have a return guest, a well-known personality in the Microsoft business applications world, Bobby Small.
Howdy, folks. Rick, I am excited to be referred to as a personality. Thank you so much for that, and thank you for having me back. Bobby Small. I am the Community Strategy Director for Dynamics User Group, or as some folks know it, DUG.
Okay, Bobby, I want to start this off by talking about your journey, because you've got a unique journey that brought you to the seat where you are today. And I've known you for quite a few years and your involvement with community. So talk about how you got to where you are and how did you get started?
Well, if you go back decades, literally, I was working at a company that just started to implement Exapta. And so I got into the channel a long time ago and was a developer, but pretty early on found this community of folks that was sharing information. And then not soon after that was leading a local group of folks here in Colorado to meet locally to do the same thing. And that led to a long-standing relationship with a number of community efforts in our industry. And at some point, just found that I was gravitating away from the everyday tech piece of it that I did enjoy and still enjoy, but really loving this idea of serving the community. And so a couple years ago, just was able to find my way into a full-time position at one of the community organizing organizations. So I'm super excited to be doing this part full-time to be able to provide back the benefit to folks from end user all the way up to Microsoft, to be able to provide opportunities and space for folks to get together and learn together.
And it's fantastic when I get to talk with somebody like yourself, Bob, because your journey is very close to mine. We saw this user group, we joined this user group, we started a user group, and now I do Partner Talks, right? So it's a outstanding journey. And let's talk a little bit about the DUG community, because it's really growing. Yeah. We just had a meeting yesterday for all of our leaders. We've got 65 local groups and virtual groups that are still growing. We're adding new groups all the time. We're just starting a big push into Latin America, so we've got some groups starting up down there. But we've had in the last month a couple thousand new folks join us even. So we're really growing that local presence and really enjoying what we're doing. Not just at the local level, the regional level, and now certainly the global level as we expand out. Got a great event coming up in Africa, a couple hundred people there, and an effort to learn. So we're loving the expansion for sure. So let's talk a little bit more about, we're kind of mid 2026 right now. And, I've been following what's going on with DUG, and you had a full calendar for the first part of the year. So why don't we start there, and then we'll talk about what you've got happening for the rest of the year. Yeah,
you're right. What had been one of our flagship conferences, DynamicsCon, has been going strong for 5-6 years now. I had that in May. It was awesome. We were in Vegas for the first time. Huge space. The expo hall was one of our biggest. Actually, it was a little too big, to be honest. But just a really nice, great user feedback. Just amazing user feedback from the session content to the layout to the whole event. But aside from that, like you said, we've had a lot of local and virtual activity. Just usually 20 to 25 events a month going on somewhere. And then regionally, listen, we've really started to hone in and listen to our specifically our ISV and partner friends, trying to not only be really careful about where we are choosing our event strategy and how we're presenting the quality, so that we're not oversaturating the market but providing probably the best opportunity for these folks to get in and do what they want to do at whatever level it is, Rick. Whether you're an end user, ISV, or partner, everybody has a different agenda when you go to these meetings. We're trying to to look at all that and provide the best quality opportunities as opposed to just opportunities, if that makes sense.
And it's always a great event, whether you're going to your local meetings, which a lot are virtual, or the community events that you sponsor. I know the ones we do in Toronto are a lot of fun at Microsoft in this big, beautiful office downtown overlooking the lake. It's a great event. So if you haven't been to a local community event, by all means, get out and do that. But you got a big event happening closer to the end of the year. And let's talk a little more about that. I know you're wearing a hat that sort of lets us know what it is.
Yeah, so we are working with Microsoft, so partnering with Microsoft to bring forward their what they consider their premier business applications event. This is where they are, the DynamicsCon we just talked about is a wonderful community event. We've got a lot of these community events out there where the community is bringing the content and the community is bringing their perspective. And what Convergence is Microsoft's chance to bring their perspective and their input into the conference. And so this is building off of last year. Convergence will be in Miami again in December, the 8th to the 11th. We will be hosting Microsoft. Last year, there were 250 Microsoft employees, most of those product team employees at the event. That is compared to about 750 users. So it was like 1 to 3. I mean, so if you were a user, you pretty much had your personal Microsoft assistant with you the entire event. And so just a great opportunity. The access level, like as an end user, when I was an end user, if I had this kind of access level, this would be like nirvana from a conference standpoint, to be able to sit in a room. And we did have this as a programmer. There was a tech conference that used to go on for Microsoft. You got to go and talk to the tech team, the product team. And it is what I found, the number one thing I found was that the users were excited, but guess who was even more excited, it seemed? The Microsoft team. Like to a person, as they were talking to me throughout the event, how excited they were to talk to end users, to learn from them, to make connections, to bring forward some of these great stories that the end users were sharing. Like, here's how we're using the software. They're like, wow, we want to talk more about that with you and help you. So just the push and pull from both sides was incredible to see. So this is a once in a lifetime conference opportunity for folks to get in front of people that aren't typically out. The product team isn't traveling as much as your technical team, your sales team. So this is a unique opportunity to be in front of the product team with Microsoft.
So Bobby, what's the focus? I was looking at last year's agenda, and it was, heavy on the Dataverse, heavy on the finance and operations side of things. Is that what we're going for again this year?
So no, this is going to be interesting. So last year, this came about so quickly. Like, it was just with months of planning. Ever planned an event? We planned an event in like a third of the time you normally would plan an event of this size. And so it was a little bit limited to what we could do and what Microsoft could do this year. And so it was heavily finance and ops and other modules around that. There was some BC though. I was about 20% BC out of at the end of the day, content-wise, it was about 20% BC, and there was some CE content as well, alongside of AI and Copilot. Obviously, a lot of intertwined sessions there, but this year it's going to be more evenly split. So there's going to be a more even split between finance and ops, BC, and customer engagement, as well as we'll do a pre-day, like a partner-focused pre-day with also 3 tracks. So Microsoft's planning a partner session track for finance and ops, for Business Central, and for CE separately. So if you're a CE-focused company, this is a great opportunity for you to have a full day of partner activity with Microsoft, as well as an equal amount of content, which will be, again, Microsoft heavy. We're looking at probably 150 to 160 sessions total over the course of 2 days. And of those, 100 will be Microsoft. Then we'll have some community sessions and then some sponsor sessions. And those sponsor sessions, our number one focus is customer case stories. So we're talking to these partners about how, the sessions we're bringing in, we want to see customer case stories, success stories that customers can really, see not only what other customers are doing, but how ISVs and partners are enhancing the software around that.
So Bobby, like, they're calling this conference Convergence. And for those old timers in our world, Convergence was the best conference Microsoft had. It was the old BizApps conference. And we had like 12,000 people there. It was much, much bigger. And then for some reason, Microsoft decided that they're not going to use that name anymore, and they went into some different directions, which could be a whole different Partner Talks and discussion. Probably not with you. I'd love to talk to somebody from Microsoft about it. But partners primarily listen to Partner Talks. So why should partners attend this conference?
Yeah, so, I mean, last year, again, we started off. It was an experiment in bringing this back. Like you said, Convergence had been around for about 10 years. The last one I think was 2015. So we were on a 10-year anniversary when we brought it back last year. At its height, it was 15,000 people. That was the last. So you can kind of, to your point, the immense size and popularity of this conference, and this is what Microsoft is excited about. For partners, one of the things I found resonant, again, if you're a partner and you're looking to deepen your relationship with Microsoft, this is a great place to do it. I mean, I worked for, a number of years for a partner, and my goal and my job was a Microsoft liaison. This would have been, a prime opportunity to have an intimate, experience with Microsoft and to be able to deepen those relationships. We're keeping the partner sponsorship smaller to make it a little bit more boutique so that there isn't an oversaturation. So last year we had 25 sponsors or so. And again, we had, predominant, about 65 to 70% of the attendees were customers, end users, enterprise level. Some of them were users, some of them were prospects who were just in the process of evaluating whether or not to shift to Microsoft. So there's a high level, high quality to the attendee list there, so that makes it pretty attractive. Again, because you're at this level of an event. I mean, I think, ultimately, this is my own hot take. I think 15,000 people is too large an event to really make a huge impact. At 2,000 to 3,000, you're making so many different touch points with these folks, whether it's Microsoft, whether it's your end user, whether or not you're trying to make deeper relationships with other partners and ISVs. You've got a great opportunity to do it all right here at a cool spot. And what a great way to spend pre-Christmas than at the beach in Miami.
Well, I've got to admit, you are right that the networking is better when there's, under 2,000 or 3,000, but the parties are much better when there's 15. But, you got to give something up.
I can't say for certain, but we're hoping to have some headlining activity. And so it'll be an intimate, but impactful, energetic party, I'm sure.
Okay. All right, Bobby, I want to thank you for your time today. And I'm sure we'll have you back on Partner Talks at some point to tell us how Convergence went and what you've got going for 2027.
Yeah, awesome. Anytime, Rick.
Have a great day and bye for now.
You too. Thank you.